day 13 of our yoga challenge. I think the more that I film these videos, the more I keep forgetting what day it is. So I am 100% sure. Yeah, it definitely is day 13. Hopefully. Either way, today I'm going to teach you how to play around with your crow, or find your crow. So arm balances can be, or hand balances can be really scary and really daunting. It takes a lot of trust within your body, which I feel like you've all been working on by continuously coming onto your mat. You're continuously building that trust within your body. So now is a really nice way to introduce a little bit more of a challenge and allow you just to explore hand balancing and explore crow. So this took me a while and I'm still a little bit shaky with it. It totally depends on the day, depends where my mindset is. So it isn't a, you're gonna do this video and that's it, you're gonna be in crow, holding it for 15 minutes. Imagine holding it for 15 minutes. That would be insane. But this isn't what this is about. What this video is about is giving you some tips and some tricks and showing you different ways that will help you find that crow, that will help you gain that confidence. So as you can see, I do have yoga blocks with me. Now these are optional. I just wanted to also show you how you can use yoga blocks. So if you don't have them, that's not a problem. You don't have to use them, but I will show you how you can use them if you would like to. So just to start off with, we're going to warm up through the wrists, because in crow position, there's a lot of pressure and a lot of weight that gets put on those wrists. So just start by pointing the fingers towards the body and then softening through the elbows. Now what we want to do here is to roll the shoulders back and keep length in the spine. And then use your breath to soften. So we're just taking a nice stretch through the wrists here. And then we're going to lift the hands, placing the backs of the hands down onto the mat. This can feel a little bit weird, so be gentle and slow. Again, soften through the elbows. All we're doing is applying very, very minimal amounts of pressure through the wrist, so nothing crazy. Again, lengthening through the spine, relaxing the shoulders. And then slowly releasing. Interlace the fingers together, take wrist circles. So taking it in one direction, as fast or as slow, whatever your body needs, and then switching the direction. Now reaching the arms out in front, take the hands into a fist position and flick the fingers out. So this is also stretching and warming up the fingers, the muscles in the fingers, if I can get my words out. And now bringing the hands together, so pressing the palms nice and gently, pressing the fingers all the way together. We're going to peel the palms away from one of each other. So stretching the fingers. And then gently release. Give the arms a good shake, give the wrists a shake, give everything a shake. And we're going to get going. So I'm going to show you from a couple of different angles. So I'm going to start face on to you. So in order to find our crow, just come up into a forward fold and then take your feet hip distance apart. So as if you're going to come into Malasana, our yogic squat, where you drop the hips all the way down. So for some of you, you might be able to take the hips all the way down, or you might be up halfway. This is where the blocks would come in quite handy, because it gives you a little bit of height and a little bit of support here where you can pop the hands. So coming down into your malasana, and then placing the hands onto the floor. Now my first tip for you is to take spider fingers. As crazy and as weird as it sounds, it works wonders with hand balances or even arm balances on the forearms. So by spider fingers, I mean gripping onto the floor with those fingers. So really grip. We're then going to lift the hips and just start to walk the feet slightly closer towards the hands, or the arms, sorry. Bringing the knees up towards the elbows, sending the weight forwards. Now my second tip is don't look down towards the feet, but look out in front of you. If you look down, you're going to go down. Trust me, I know. So send your eye gaze along the floor in front of you. Maybe even towards the tops of the middle fingers is a good guessing line, or a good way to gauge it. So lifting the hips. Now first of all, we're going to start by lifting one foot away from the mat and holding. Gently relax your foot down and lift the other side. By lifting each foot off the mat, it gives your body a chance to get used to taking the weight through the palms. Remembering your spider fingers, so gripping onto the floor, and just keep changing the feet over. Then taking a break, sinking back down into malasana, your yogic squat, circle through the wrists. It's really important that you stay really kind to your wrists and to your body. So if at any point the wrists feel like it's a little bit too much for them, especially if this is your first time trying your crow position, then pause the video, take a breather, work through the wrists, and then come back to it. There's no rush whatsoever. So just work through the wrists. So I'm going to show you what this looks like from a side view as well. So coming into your fold, taking the feet about hip distance, turn the toes out, drop the hips down into malasana, your yogic squat. Then bringing the hands onto your mat in front, gripping through the fingers, lift your hips. Walking the feet towards the hands, and then placing the knees. So our aim is to have the knees quite high up into the armpits. I'm still working on that, so it is a process, it's a journey. So find where it feels comfortable for you to place the knees. I started out by really squeezing the knees into the tops of my shoulders and found that worked. So wherever you are, placing the knees, then we're going to shift the weight into one foot and lift the other. Holding it here. Placing the foot down, shifting the weight, lifting the other foot. Eye gaze comes in front, not down, because you will fall. But also if you fall, that is part of the process too. So embrace it, don't be afraid of it. Okay, sinking the hips down, circle out the wrists. Good. So my second tip for you is to shift the weight forwards and shift the weight back. So coming back into that crow position, up onto the tippy toes, and then we're just going to shift the weight forwards, hold, and shift the weight back. You can also lengthen through the legs here. It can be quite intense on the quads as well. So shifting the weight forwards, just getting used to taking the weight into the palms, and then back, forwards, and then back. So the same thing with the yoga blocks, just placing the hands on top. All it does is give you a little bit of height. So yoga blocks, I find personally that it's easier to hand balance using yoga blocks. I don't know why that is, it is just my own personal preference. So if you have yoga blocks, maybe try both. You might find it easier using one, or you might find it easier without. So just play around with it. So placing the hands onto the yoga blocks, knees towards the armpits, shifting the weight forward, send the weight, and shifting it back. Bringing it forwards, and sending it back. Bringing it forwards, holding, play around with the balance. Maybe play around lifting one foot, and then lifting the next foot. Lifting one foot, and then the next. So once you've done all of these things and tried out all different ways that it might feel good for you, you can start to play around with lifting both feet. It might come straight away. You might be a natural at crow pose, so lucky. Or it might take you 10 attempts. It might take you months and months and months of practicing, or even years. So if you want to start to play around with it, bring the feet nice and close. Knees towards the armpits, shifting the weight. Look the eye gaze forward. Spider fingers grip onto the floor or to your yoga blocks. Bring one leg up and slowly lifting the other. And then relaxing, sinking down. Circle out through your wrists. And if you want to go again, feel free to. So they are just a few of my tips and tricks that have helped me find my crow, or find my variation of crow. As I said, I'm still working on getting my knees all the way up towards my armpits, and that's going to be quite a long process, and I'm excited for it. I'm okay with that. Like I've said before in another Yoganuary video, is that the process and the journey is always so much more beautiful and enjoyable than the destination. So yes, there we have it, my tips and tricks on how to find your crow. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Well done, everyone.